Welcome to the... So just because a tool company comes out with a new updated version of an old tool doesn't mean it's better. So we're going to explore that today with the new and the old M12 Oscillating multi-tool. Now the new tool has a number of things that are just better. There's no debating it. The toolless blade change is amazing. A little light on the front, and oh yeah, it cuts twice as fast as the old tool. I've done a review on this tool. If you want to check it out, I'll put a little whatever these are called up here, put it in the description. But there is one thing that the old tool still does better than the new tool. And depending on how you use the tool, the old tool actually still might be a better tool for you. And that's precision. All right, let's ride this pony. So precision is when you need to take this multi-tool and you need to plunge it in precisely and cut to a line. There's all kinds of circumstances. Say you're cutting in a plug on a cabinet. You're renovating your home. You're putting some new casings on that are slightly wider than the old ones. So you're going to need to make a mark on the finished baseboard and then go ahead and cut that down. The bottom line is there's all kinds of circumstances when you're a finished carpenter, cabinet installer, home renovator, when you need to take this oscillating tool and plunge cut it into some finished materials. And the old tool is more precise than the new tool. So the oscillation speed on both these tools is around 20,000 on the top end, so that hasn't changed. But what's changed is the overall travel of the blade. In order to get the faster cutting speeds, they've added another 2 millimeters of travel onto the new blades. So these are the same Milwaukee blades. I measured them with my calipers while they were running. It wasn't the most scientific thing in the world. But yeah, you can see that this blade travels 2 millimeters farther. So this thing is a little wilder when you're coming into the material. So let's say you're trying to cut a plug out of a finished cabinet part. Say that's your plug, you've got it all penciled out. So that's the cutout. You say you have a finished end gable on an island, you're trying to cut a plug out. Yeah, so with the old tool, we'll compare the precision of the two. You take the old tool, you need to plunge into the line. It's an extremely clean plunge with the old Milwaukee, but you take the new tool, and you get that skip right off the hop because the blade is traveling back and forth quite a bit faster and it wants to skip around. So with the new tool, if you want to mitigate some of this chattering that you don't get with the old tool, what you need to do is just be decisive. You need to line it up and then attack the cut. Instead of with the old tool, I always got in the habit of just kind of like easing it on there. And it was kind of more of a relaxed type feel. With the new tool, you have to be decisive. So I'll show you that right now. So even with that first decisive little blow that I gave it, it still wants to chatter right off the hop. I got a little better on the second time, still a little bit of chatter. Yeah, so where this precision can also come into play, like I had said before, say you're in a renovation situation, you ripped up all the old casings, you're replacing them, and now you need to cut the baseboard a little wider. So you've got your line here, you've marked out where the new casing will come to. And with the old unit, like you say you need to come in mid baseboard. Yeah, the old unit is surgical. With the new one coming in mid baseboard. It's just not as nice. You get that little skipping right at the start. So yeah, I mean, if this is going to be your finished edge where you're putting your casing up to, so ultimately the old oscillating tool is more precise. Is it a big deal? It depends on what you're going to use it for. So if you're in the market for an oscillating tool and you can snag one of the old units for half, even maybe a quarter of the price if they start blowing them out, it's not a bad option. This is an awesome tool. I own both of these tools. I'm a cabinet installer, finishing carpenter, do home renovations, and I've been using this now for 3 weeks and I'll continue to use it. Being able to cut at twice the speed is pretty nice. And the toolless blade change, I mean, it's not that you're changing the blade all the time on these, so not having the toolless, it wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but having the toolless blade change is nice. The little light is a nice feature. So I'll definitely be using this. So if I just owned the old tool and I didn't have a YouTube channel that I was reviewing these things on, you know, it's probably not really worth upgrading to the new tool, unless perhaps your old tool is getting damaged, or you're finding that you're doing a ton of cutting and the extra speed would come in handy. In that case, I would upgrade to the new tool. You could always sell the old one on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. So if you're into tools, make sure you check out my favorite tools in the description and check out some of my other tool reviews. And hey, if you're the subscribing type, give this guy a couple little rabbit punches down here. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.